hello. I have no introduction for this one. This is my big 2017 movie rundown where I go over just all the fucking tickets for all the films I've seen this year. Really briefly. It's not like the ones I've done every month where I talk about them in a little more detail. It's really brief. Let's get all the way. This is most of the films I've seen this year. I did see 52 at least films this year, maybe 53. I did average a week. Unfortunately, I don't have 52 tickets, because at least two of the other films I saw, which I did have receipts for, I don't have ticket stubs for, unfortunately. My phone's detecting this as a face. What the... Anyway. Yeah, so I don't have all the films. You'll have to see the actual monthly rundowns if you want all. There's one with the receipts in the picture. That's the one I don't have them for, unfortunately, because I threw them away because I can't put them in the stack, and that's unfortunate, but oh well. I think it was Atomic Blonde and the Dark Tower. Dark Tower and Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde, good fun film. Really well shot. I bought it on iTunes. And the Dark Tower, really fucking boring. Poor Idris Elba. Like him as a person. Got them out of the way. Look at that. Reviewed them. Anyway, rapid movie rundown. Go. Assassin's Creed, first film of the year. Bad introduction. It's a bit of a mess, really. Why does Michael Fassbender take roles like that? He's a good actor. Why does they're not? It was kind of trash. It's boring. It's just dull. It's just dull. Live by Night. This that's Ben Affleck's one. Ben Affleck's little undirected one that didn't do very well and made him lose all his confidence about doing Batman. It's actually not that bad. I kind of enjoyed it. I wouldn't watch it again, but it's alright. It's a Netflix film if you're bored and you kind of fancy an Affleck film. It's not as good as... It's not really... It could have been better. Manchester by the Sea. Excellent. I thought this should have been Best Picture at the Oscars. Because I realised this, right? I don't do them Oscar season-wise, so we're getting Oscar season ones from last year, which is a bit odd. Manchester by the Sea. I really enjoyed this. Casey Affleck, he's a trash person, but Did he win Best Actor? I think he did. It's a really good film. It's really awkward. It's depressing, but it's kind of that awkwardness of tragedy. And it's kind of how it's funny, but it's inappropriately funny. It shouldn't really be funny, but it is, and it's awkward. I really enjoy it because it's kind of... It almost feels real to me. It reminds me of a lot of situations I've been in my life. And I enjoy it for that. It's really well acted. It's quite sad. It's tragic. It does a lot of interesting things. So I do recommend seeing this, but it's a slow drama. So if that's not your thing, I'd avoid it. But if it is, fucking watch it. La La Land. La La Land. This is one of my favourite films of the year. Damien Chazelle. Love his films. He's only done 2. He's done 3. But I haven't seen his first one. He did La La Land and he did Whiplash. Whiplash was fucking excellent. La La Land is also fucking excellent. I haven't recorded my top 10 films of the year, but this will be very high up. I know for sure. Really fucking excellent film. I fully recommend it. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix now. Totally worth. I fucking love this film. Love the soundtrack. Learned the piano. Learned the fucking lyrics. Seen it like fucking 6 times this year. Triple X. Oh, fuck. The Return of Xander Cage is where that cuts off. I have not seen any of the other Triple X films, so I went into this completely fucking blind. It was trash. It's really stupid. And it knows it's stupid, but not to a level where it makes it good. It's not like Johnny English, because Johnny English knows it's stupid and it kind of plays on that stupid. But this is just stupid. And it knows it's stupid, but it doesn't really play on the fact it's stupid. Does that make sense? It's not very good. It was really fucking trash. I do not recommend that film at all. Bad. Jackie. Not Olivia Wilde. No. What's her name? Natalie Portman playing Jackie Kennedy. It's fine. It's fine. She does a good performance as Jackie Kennedy. I know a fair amount about the Kennedys and Jackie Kennedy. It's fine. It's an Oscar film. It's very obviously an Oscar film. And by Oscar film, I don't mean, ooh, it's bad and pretentious. What I mean by Oscar film is that it's very much a drama that would appeal to the Academy. And that's a very particular kind of film that some people like and some people don't. This is one of those. La La Land isn't. It's a really good musical. This is definitely a Oscar film. Not that this counts it, but it does explain what it is. And if I think I did enjoy it for what it was. But it wasn't that interesting, to be honest. It's just, I'm Jackie Kennedy. I'm sad about my husband's death. It's like, okay, good for you, Jackie. Hacksaw Ridge. Spider-Man. Not Tom Holland, the other one. Previous Spider-Man. The middle Spider-Man. Anyway, I didn't enjoy this, actually. This had really good reviews and a lot of people really enjoyed it. I didn't. It's World War II thing, go up thing, get the thing. Didn't enjoy it that much. Found it a bit boring. I thought his acting was a bit, I thought the soundtrack was a bit, I don't know. It felt tonally off to me. So maybe if it seems like your kind of thing, it's well produced. If it seems like your kind of thing in Netflix, I'd say it's worth a watch. But yeah, Lego Batman movie. Oh, this will be high up in my top movies as well. Ooh, actually, I'm going to do an aside here because I feel it's relevant to. Okay, I know I'm over here. I know I could cut this, but I don't like editing these because I'm lazy. So hang on, I'm not going to take them off the stands. That'd be. Oh, and they're stuck to they're stuck to my desk. They're all stuck. How are they stuck? Oh dear. Okay, hang on. I'm coming back now. I'm coming. Oh. Okay. Oh no. Oh, one fell on the floor. That's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna very carefully distribute these. Okay. So I might be a tad biased towards the Lego Batman movie because one of the main things I collect is Lego Batman minifigures. So, I just wanted to show these off. I've never really shown them off before. I have a lot of them. I'm just gonna. They're all different. They're all different. The Lego Batman movies made it very. Oh no, I've moved the camera. Oh, that's the worst thing. The Lego Batman movies made it very hard as a Lego Batman collector to keep up with them because there's a lot of them and I can't afford all of them because they keep releasing them and it's great, but it's too much Lego. Pace them out a bit. I'm not made of money. I fucking love this movie. I like this more than the actual original Lego movie. It's really good fun. I'm a really big Batman fan that plays off all the Batman tropes I know and love, and it fully knows what it's doing. It's so self-referential. It's so fun, and it does all the fun Batman things the original 66 one did, while acknowledging all the really silly, I'm Batman, really gruff stuff that the serious Batman does, and it plays off all of them. And it's so much fun. It's such a gorgeous-looking movie, and it plays off all the stupid Batman villains, and it makes it interesting by going, fuck the Batman villains, let's do something completely different because it's Lego and we have other licenses. Let's get Voldemort in there. They have Ralph Fiennes in the movie playing Alfred, and they also have Voldemort, who's not voiced by Ralph Fiennes, which has been one of the things I really enjoy. Is Two-Face is voiced by what's his name? I can't remember his fucking name. He played Lando in Star Wars, but he played He played Harvey. He played Harvey in the Tim Burton Batman, the original 89 one, Tim Burton one. But he never got to play Two-Face because that was given to Tommy Lee Jones in the Joel Schumacher ones. So he finally got to play Two-Face in this, which I think is a really fucking nice touch. Full of really good voice actors, full of really good voice acting, really funny, really self-referential. If you like Batman, you'll fucking love it. If you don't like Batman, you'll still enjoy it. It's a really fucking good movie. Totally worth it. I fucking recommend buying this one. Completely. Sorry, I went on this one for a while, but it's good. John Wick Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 2 is very good. It's like John Wick Chapter 1, but a bit better produced. It's not as interesting. I think John Wick Chapter 1 is just a nice rap thing. It's nice. It's a bit low budget. It's clearly made well. This just they got a bit more of budget and they went, let's just do some more interesting things with it. It's fun. If you like John Wick 1, fuck it. Watch it on Netflix. If you like it, buy it. Fuck it. I bought it. Fuck it. Moonlight. This won Best Picture. This won Best Picture at the Oscars. In that awkward scene where La La Land thought they'd won it because what's his name read out the fucking wrong card because he was given the wrong card and got confused. That's the Oscars' fault, not him. But I didn't like it. It's not bad, but I didn't I didn't really like it. It's about an African American guy, and it's like 3 stages of his life, and it kind of skips forward 10 years. It's like he's 10. I think he's 10. No, is he 10? It's like oh no, it's not. He's 10. It's like he's 6, 7. Then he's 16, 17. Then he's like 26, 27. Skips forward 3 times, 3 different actors. And it's like he's gay, and he realizes he's gay, and that's it. I didn't really get it because it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't resolve in any way. So I didn't agree with it being one of the best. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I mean, I'd say it's worth a watch. Actually, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, because this did win Best Picture, so it deserves a little more talk. But I mean, I didn't enjoy it. Hidden Figures. This is a fun film about the women in NASA, which is a Lego set out, which I don't have, which is only £20, which I should buy because it would have been good prop for this bit. This is fun. It's a bit long. It's a little too long for my liking. I feel like it could have been shorter and just as good because it drags on just a little. But it's fun. It's interesting. If you like NASA, it's well done. It's well acted. It's a good film. I enjoyed that. Netflix. Fences. Denzel Washington, based off a play. It's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours long. It pretty much just takes place in like 2 sets: the garden of his house and the kitchen of his house. And it's mainly just talking. It's just a lot of movie of talking, just a lot of conversation, a lot of really good dialogue. It's based off a play, so I didn't know that until after I saw it. Makes sense. I thought it was quite good. It's really fucking excellently acted. It's a really good character piece. It's interesting. It's well acted. It's well written, but it's slow, and it takes place in one place. It's not visually interesting at all. So if that's kind of the kind of movie it is, I recommend it quite highly actually. But it's a lot. It's not for a lot of people. The founder. This is what's his face? Oh God, I can't remember. Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton. He plays Ray Kroc. Roy Kroc. I think it's Ray Kroc. The guy who founded McDonald's and essentially stole McDonald's off the McDonald's brothers. This is really fucking interesting. This is a really interesting biopic. And Michael Keaton's an amazing fucking actor. This film sounds really boring. It's about the guy who made McDonald's. No, it's really interesting. It's really well acted. It's actually one of my favourite films of the year. To the point where this will probably be in my top 10 movies of the year. I know, The Founder, about McDonald's. It's really good. It's genuinely really good. I super recommend watching this film. I think this is on Netflix as well. I think a lot of these, especially the Oscar films, are on Netflix. Totally recommended. I really, really enjoy this film. Oh God, I thought it said log in. I was like, what? Logan. This is a lot of people's favorite superhero film. It's not mine because mine's the Batman. A lot of Batman films beat it. I enjoyed it. It's a different take on the superhero film. It's sad. It's gritty. It's genuinely gritty. It's not like Batman: The Dark Knight gritty. It's genuinely gritty. The Dark Knight is clean, hard. This is gritty. This is grit. This is true grit. Not the movie. That's a movie. Yeah, that's a movie with Jeff Bridges, I think. Anyway, it's good. I did quite enjoy this. I haven't actually watched it again since I saw it. I've never had an inclination because I felt like I like how it resolved, but I didn't like how it ended, if that makes sense. It kind of tapered off. The actual interest and intrigue in the story and how the characters are developing kind of tapered off at the end, and it kind of got a bit dull to me. It ended in an appropriate way. It's not really a spoiler because it's really out there, but obviously Logan dies. I like that part, but the rest of it just felt a bit. I mean, it's really good, and then it goes, okay, I'm struggling a bit, and then just at the end. I like it. It's worth watching. It's very worth watching, but. Kong Skull Island. This is Tom Hiddleston and Samuel Jackson are the main two. This is fun. This is a really good visual spectacle. It sounds trashy. It's pretty trashy. The story makes little to no sense, but it's fun. It's a good visual spectacle. It's not like Star Wars, but it's a good visual spectacle. It's a Netflix movie. It's a good Netflix movie. Good popcorn movie. Get some popcorn. Watch it on Netflix. When it's out on Netflix, assuming. A lot of these are only Netflix movies or not worth watching. Beauty and the Beast, absolute fucking trash. Fuck this movie. Why did you remake Beauty and the Beast without any of the charm? Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take Lumiere and I'm gonna make him look like shit and have him be played by Ewan McGregor, and I'm gonna make Lumiere just a man with candles for hands and a candle on his head, just made of bronze, rather than a really charming candle with the mouth and the eyes and all very animated. It's trash. It didn't need to be made. Emma Watson is fucking trash. Emma Watson is a shit actress. She's a shit actress. She's good in Harry Potter and she's shit in everything else. She has one emotion. I am happy. I am Emma Watson. I am sad. I am Emma Watson. I am angry. I am Emma Watson. That's Emma Watson's acting range. Shit. The guy who plays the Beast, he does a fun job. He's actually quite good. Even though the Beast is really shit CG. That really, like, fucking blurry CG, where it's really unnecessarily overcomplicated and it's really obviously CG. They could have done a prosthetic. Chewbacca. Worf. He was a normal heighted person. Would have been fine as a prosthetic. Whatever. Shit. There's one good song in it, which is the new one, which I actually quite like. Aside from all the other ones, the new song they added, because I'm not counting the original songs, because this movie wasn't involved in them. The new song I actually like. It sounds like a Broadway song. I know she'll never leave me. I actually kind of enjoy it. I've listened to it quite a few times, so I don't recommend it, but if listen to that song on Spotify. Ghost in the Shell. Shite. Again, right, this is a common thing in Japanese films remade live action in the West. They're always shit because they remove all the actual soul out of them. I've seen a little bit of the Ghost in the Shell anime, and I've watched the Ghost in the Shell anime film. This is not like it. Bits of it are. It rips some scenes from the original anime film. Exactly. And doesn't do them as well. But it's in a different story. And it puts them in a different story. But it's just plain. I hate it. This is terrible. This is an awful fucking movie. And this is a perfect representation of everything wrong with when Hollywood takes, especially anime films. And also Scarlett Johansson. You could have got any fucking Asian actress. There's a lot of really good Asian actresses who would have been great, and I know the realities film, like, they needed a big name attached to it, but they could have got someone else big name to play another character. Maybe, I don't know. There were workarounds, or maybe the fact they struggled to get this movie made was a sign, because it's shit. Fast and Furious. That one. It's not 5. It's the new one. This is fun. This is the one without Thingy in. It's got The Rock. Rock's the main guy now. This is fun. It's really ridiculous. There's a submarine under the ice. They have big tanks. It's Fast and Furious. Jason Statham fights a bunch of people on a plane with a baby in a carrier. It's ridiculous. It does exactly what modern Fast and Furious does well, which is just be bonkers. It's really fun. I actually quite enjoy this because the cast is now The Rock and Jason Statham and Don Thingy. What's his name? Rock and Jason Statham. Good. They're fine. It's good. It's fun. I totally recommend that, actually. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This is fun. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's very visually impressive. The opening scene with the little group running around is really fun. It's just a fun movie. It's genuinely fun. Good film. Don't know if I recommend buying it. Marvel movies are very disposable, but it's definitely worth Netflix. Oh, what do you know? Going in style, this is... It's Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine. There we go. I did Michael Caine. That's how you do Michael Caine voice. Michael Caine. Michael Caine. I am Michael Caine. Michael Caine. Whatever. And the other guy who... he's been in stuff before. He's not as big as Morgan Freeman or Michael Caine. It's just a film about, like, retirees doing a bank robbery. It's fine. There's nothing special about it. It's very disposable. If you see it on Netflix and you go, oh, maybe it's not worth watching, really. It's something you put on the background, you're not paying much attention to. It's one of those films. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, Salazar's Revenge. This film was really annoying because it almost expected me to remember a lot of stuff about the previous Pirates of the Caribbean film, which I think I watched, but it was long ago and I don't fucking remember because they got too complex. It's a bit overly complex and just really dumb things. It starts with Jack Sparrow riding a bank. It's a bank being dragged through the street. It's a big full bank building. It's ridiculous. But it's Pirates of the Caribbean, I suppose. It's ridiculous. Kind of like Fast and the Furious, but pirate edition. But basically what it is Fast and the Furious with pirates, but it's not as good as Fast and Furious. It does some really stupid things, this as well, because they destroy... Like, it ends with them destroying, like, thingies... The Thingy's trident. I keep trying to say Loki, that's wrong. Poseidon's trident, which gets rid of all curses at sea. So where does the film series go from here? There's no curses anymore. And they've resolved all the... Where does it... I don't care. It's my representation of the movie. The Mummy. This is the new one with Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise as an actor. He's a bit of a shitty person, but I like him as an actor because he's always really over the top. He's kind of like Nick Cage in a way. Not quite as over the top as Nick Cage, but just the right amount of over the top. This is bad. This is a bad movie. It makes the mummy really weirdly sexualized. It's a mummy. What? Why is she straddling and licking his face? I know they want it to be creepy, but it just makes me think of the filmmakers creepy because they're just really... And there's some weird shots in the film which don't seem... They were literally... There's a scene where she walks through London, brings a big sand thing that destroys... Literally, there's no context to that scene. It cuts from one scene, and then that's happening, and then it cuts to another scene. It cuts from an interior to that, and then it cuts to another interior. Had nothing to do with it. Looked like that was made for the trailer. It's shite. Russell Crowe plays a good Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. That's the best thing about it. The effects are good, but it's trash. So, fuck it. Baby Driver. I like the balls in that case. Kevin Spacey, though. No, this is the problem. A lot of these films have been tainted now by people being really shitty. Kevin Spacey. I mean, the fact is, Kevin Spacey isn't in this film that much. And if that bothers you, he's not in the film that much. If it doesn't bother you, or whatever. It's a well-done movie. It's my least favourite thing. It's my least favourite Edgar Wright movie. It just is. Because there's no plot to it that makes any sense. It's like, oh, meet a girl, let's run away with the girl. Why are you running away with... You've just met the girl. What? You've just... What? I don't really get it. It really... It has this really... It opens with this really amazing car scene. It's like, yeah, Baby Driver, yeah. And it does a really cool scene where he's walking with music. It's like, okay, it's pretty cool. And it's like, yeah, okay. It's got a fun scene at the end. It's got some really good car scenes. Like, it's really well directed. But it's not very well... It's really well directed. It's really well choreographed. It's really well acted. But it's not very well written. The writing just... Plot... I know it shouldn't matter, but... It clearly wants me to give a bit of a shit, and I don't, and I can't really care about any of the characters if none of them are... Whatever. It's worth watching, but it's not worth paying attention to the plot, if that makes sense. Wonder Woman. This would be good. Best DC film in the new DCEU. Gal Gadot actually plays a pretty decent Wonder Woman. It's good. It's pretty fun. I liked it. I don't actually have much to say on it, that it's good. Over time, I think my liking of it has been a bit down, if only just because I think, thinking back to it, nothing really stands out to me overly about it, aside from the fact that it has just a really good female lead, which is rare for an action film, which Atomic Blonde, which I don't have the ticket for, also has a really good female lead, so that's important to have, for, actually because fucking women are badass. It's good to have fucking actual female leads in films, and this is really good. It's a really good superhero film. I mean, it's less disposable than the Marvel films, but it's not as good as a lot of them, if that makes sense. It's good in a lot of ways outside of film. It's a lot of good ways inside of film. As an enjoyment piece, watching it and enjoying it, you might enjoy some Marvel films more because they're a bit more disposable, just a bit more, yeah. This is a bit more... I don't know, it's a bit weird. Also, the Wonder Woman theme's really good. Spider-Man Homecoming. This is a really good Marvel film. Actually, it's one of my favourite because he... I said his name earlier and I forgot. Tom Holland does a really good job. Really good young, proper young 15-year-old Spider-Man who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing and he's really awkward. It's really fun. And some people complain like, why is Tony Stark suit? You know why there's a fucking Tony Stark suit? Because we've had 5 Spider-Man movies before this and they've all been the same. I'm glad they're doing something different. Oh, it's not proper. They've done it 5 times! Let's do something different with Spider-Man. It's a really good film, aside from the final fight, which is absolute fucking trash, because they do a final fight on a fucking plane in the dark, An invisible plane that's flashing. Like, all the panels are flashing all over it. And it's in the dark. And it's really got explosions. It's really fucking messy. I couldn't follow it at all. It was really bad. The rest of it's really good. I enjoyed it. Michael Keaton's in this as well as a villain. Good film. One of the best Marvel films, in my opinion. Worth seeing. Cars 3. Better than Cars 2, which was very disposable. I'm using that word a lot about films. It's very well animated. It's not that interesting. I mean, it's a better Cars 2 than Cars 2, because Cars 2 doesn't feel like Cars 2. Cars 2 feels like Cars made a spin-off. This is Cars 2. This is a proper, like, this is an actual sequel to Cars 1. Like, thematically, plot-wise, it's a sequel to that plot. Whereas actual Cars 2 is just some weird tangential, mate as a spy now. It could have been a spin-off. You could have just called it, like, Cars Mater 07 or something. I don't know. It's fine. There's not really memorable about it. I mean, it does that interesting Pixar thing, almost like Toy Story 3 tried to do, where it's pretty retrospective and it's a good adult thing and it's appropriate, and then he's getting old and a lot of new guys are coming around. It's interesting. It's pretty adult theme-wise, but it's not that memorable. It doesn't do that much interesting that any other film hasn't done. It almost reminds me of the new Rocky film, which I haven't seen, but like thematically it's like that. So maybe, I don't know. I can't even recommend it really. It's all right. Dunkirk. I very much enjoyed this film. This is, oh my god, have I got through half of them yet? I'm at 30 minutes now. This is meant to be fast. Let's see. Oh, you know, I'll have to get through this a bit quicker. I went, about halfway through. Well, slightly under halfway through. Dunkirk, really good film. It's thingy. Christopher Nolan. It's the least interesting Christopher Nolan film he's ever done. It has no plot twists, has no fun plot devices, which he always has a fun plot twist and a fun plot device. Something interesting goes on in most of his films. This doesn't do that. It's the least interesting, but it's really well shot. It's really gorgeous. They actually made a replica Spitfire, right, for a scene, and they actually put an IMAX camera in the cockpit, and then they actually crashed it into the water. And it sunk, and they had to get the IMAX camera out of the water and then send it to like a special place to get the film. Like, everything you see in the film is real. All the ships, all the World War II ships are real. They found them. A lot of them like have tugboats hidden behind them because they're not powered, but they're real World War II ships. The planes are real replicas. It's incredible when you really look into the production of this. And it's one of those it's a really impressive film to watch. I say it's not that interesting, but it's not even just like a visual spectacle. It's just you can respect it. You can respect how well it's shot and how well it's directed and how everything's fucking real. And I really enjoy Dunkirk. Watch this on a fucking big TV. Would have been good in IMAX. War for the Planet of the Apes. I've seen a couple of these films and I never liked them. They're all a bit messy and convoluted, and it was messy and convoluted. It's quite throwaway. I don't even remember most of it. It was kind of boring. It just does a lot of stuff. I'm like, okay, apes, whatever. It tries to make you care about the characters, and I just don't give a shit. It gives me no reason to give a shit. It's like, oh, the apes are against evil human people who want to kill the apes, even though the apes have repeatedly said all they want is to be left alone to live their life. And the humans... I don't like the franchise. It's trash. It's not badly made. It's just crap. On the subject of crap, the Emoji Movie. It's really just annoyingly well animated. It's actually pretty to look at. It's really dumb, which I think you'd probably expect from the name. It's exactly what you'd expect. It's nothing more and it's nothing less. It's exactly what you'd expect by a film with the name The Emoji Movie. It has very little plot. It has needless product placement and bad jokes and bad comedy, and James Corden's also there because he's big in America now. It's not worth it. Don't bother. Don't hurt yourself like that. The Hitman's Bodyguard. This is another Sam Jackson film with Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. This is fun. This is fun. It's Ryan Reynolds humor mixed with Sam Jackson humor, and it's got some really stupid action scenes. And I actually quite enjoyed it. It's funny. It's well done. It's just a fun. It's almost a fun buddy action film, but it's interesting in that he's escorting a hit. He's a security guard, a private security boy, and the other is a hitman. And they've been at odds all these years, but he has to escort him to like a tribunal in the Netherlands, going from like I think Newcastle, no, Manchester specifically. Let's get down from Manchester and up to and across in a ferry to the Netherlands, and it's just kind of silly. There's some really just silly scenes in it, and they're both really good actors. Sam Jackson and Ryan Reynolds are really good comedy actors, and they're really good action actors as well. And it's just a fun film for that. It's not a classic or anything, but it's really fun. I do actually quite recommend this film. I really do recommend it. American made. I bought this film. I should have been saying what films I was buying, because I have bought films after the fact. I think I've said for most of them. American made. Tom Cruise again. It's kind of a biopic on a lot of biopics this year. Biopic on a guy who flew cocaine from Colombia into America. He smuggled cocaine in. He pretty much introduced cocaine into America. He worked for Pablo Escobar and stuff and co. He was employed by the CIA to smuggle weapons in, and they kind of overlooked all the cocaine, and it was a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I hit my keyboard. Whoops. Anyway, it was a whole thing. A lot of it's really untrue in the movie. Like, he never met Pablo Escobar, and a lot of things that happened. It's really over the. It's got a really base. It's one of those really loose biopics where they went, he did this couple of specific things, and they kind of made everything else up. But it's good. It's Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise well. It's a lot of good fun flying bits. I can't remember his fucking name. He's in another film here. He starred in it. He's a really good actor. He's different he was in Star Wars, and he was the guy in Goodbye Christopher Robin, the main guy in Goodbye Christopher Robin. Shit. Whatever. He's really good in this as well. It's actually quite fun to watch. I recommend this. Totally. I don't know if I recommend buying it. I really enjoyed it, but it's definitely a film. If you see it on Netflix, watch it immediately. It's pretty good. Wind River. Jeremy Renner and Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen? Yeah. God, I'm good at remembering. I'm getting good at remembering fucking actors' names sometimes. It's a murder mystery in Alaska, and I quite enjoy films like that. Slow and murder mystery. And it's interesting, and then it just kind of goes, oh, interesting, oh, resolved, like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that are unresolved, like the questions, but the actual who did it is resolved, and then that's like, well, that's enough, and that's it. And it's not like they figured out who it was. They just kind of were questioning the people, and then they reveal that it was them, and it's like, oh, that wasn't much of a mystery, was it? You didn't really follow them on the interesting. A lot of people like this. I really didn't. It's well shot, and it could have been really good, and it's got a very distressing rape scene. It's got a very distressing rape scene, which actually made me really fucking uncomfortable because it's very intense. It's fucking disturbing, and I don't even know if it was necessary. I don't recommend it, even though it's kind of. If you've seen it, let me know what you think, because I think it's a weird film. I don't really recommend it though. Detroit, he's in it. Can't remember the actor's name, but he's in it. Guy who plays Finn. It's about the Detroit riots, the Detroit race riots. It's good. It's interesting. It's slow. But it's good. I think it'll probably be up for an Oscar. It's slow, and it's about racial prejudice. And there's a lot of people who that is going to go, it's a bit heavy for me. It's a slow, heavy drama about racial prejudice. If that's not for you, it's not for you, but it's good for what it is. It's what it does well. So if that kind of sounds appealing to you, then it's well worth a watch. If it doesn't, then don't bother, because you will not enjoy it, because it's heavy. Blade Runner 2049. The original Blade Runner, I'm thought it was alright. This I enjoy more than the original Blade Runner, because our fucking film technology is better. I meant to see this in IMAX. I kind of got 5 minutes into the film, and I went, I was going to leave. I was going to leave the film 5 minutes in and go buy an IMAX ticket and see the IMAX showing like 40 minutes after then. I didn't, because I thought, I don't want to wait 40 minutes. I'm already here whenever I'm comfortable. I regret not doing that, because it would have been fucking amazing in IMAX, and I never went back and saw it in IMAX. Because I've seen enough films as it is, and it's hard to fit a second showing in. Especially in IMAX, because they usually rotate pretty fast for the IMAX showings. This is a really good, really enjoyable visual spectacle. It's interesting to realise. Third Harrison Ford film where he's playing an old version of a classic character. Did it in Indy, Anna Jones. Did it in Star Wars. Now he's doing Blade Runner, because they won't let Harrison Ford just retire. They have to just keep bringing him back. Just let his characters live on as their young selves. Why do you have to keep making all his characters old? We've seen that too many times now. It's a fun film. I actually quite enjoyed it. Gosling. It's Ryan Gosling, isn't it? Yeah, Ryan Gosling from Holland. It does a good job. It is a good film. I actually quite recommend it. I think I bought it. It's good. Kingsman. This is fun. I don't think it's as good as Kingsman 1. Again, it goes a little... It does the Saints Row 2, 3 thing, I think, where it just goes a little too over the top with it. Even though it's good, it's got Elton John in for some reason. He's there, and I thought he was going to be a throwaway, like, cameo, but no, he's in it. Pretty significantly, he does a fight scene with him being Elton John, fully dressed in all the ridiculous Elton John gear. It's fun. It's worth a watch. A single watch on Netflix. I think I did actually buy this, because I did actually enjoy it, mainly for the Elton John bits. But it's a little, I think it's a bit too over the top. And also, the fact the whole thing is a Golden Circle, which is like the American version of the Kingsman. And in the trailers, it was like, cowboys and shit. And it has, what's his name? Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is in all the trailers being a cool cowboy. And he's only in it for the one scene in the trailer. And then he's just in a coma for the rest of the film. What? Why tease me like that? Oh, whatever. It's worth watching. Lego Ninjago movie, absolute fucking trash. This is a shite film. It's a shite film. This came, a few months after the fucking Lego Batman movie, which is amazing. And this is just absolute shite. It kind of does the same humor as them, but just tries way too fucking hard, and it just isn't funny as a result. It just tries way too fucking hard to the point where it's boring, and the jokes don't land, and it's not funny, and it's just stupid, and there's a couple of bits that made me laugh, but it does one bit that makes you laugh, and they go, oh, that's good, and then so it just keeps doing it. It's like, well, it was funny the first time, but okay, and it's just stupid, and a lot of it's like the main villain he's just Lord Business. He's just Lord Business. He's just Lord Business. It feels like a lot of bits of the other films mixed together, and because they couldn't really be original. I really, really don't recommend it. It's a bad film. Thor Ragnarok, really good Marvel film, really fun Marvel film, and almost like Guardians of the Galaxy in a lot of ways. It's fun. It's funny. It's really different to Thor 1 and 2. Thor 2 is really fucking boring, and this just goes fucking balls to the walls mad. And it's got, I'm Jeff Goldblum, we run a weird sci-fi alien fighting society. And he just goes, I am Jeff Goldblum, and that's his entire character. That's all he does, even when he's threatening, and he's just on a screen, massive screen over the time. It's like, we have to find the escapees. It's fun. Again, it's worth a watch. It's not a really classic film or anything. A lot of the Marvel movies are supposed to, but it's worth a watch. It's fun. Goodbye, Christopher Robin. It's the one I was talking about earlier. And the guy lead. This is a really good biopic. This is pretty accurate, actually. This is one of the more accurate biopics this year. Most of the stuff that happened in it happened. It's quite the sad story of the guy who played the kid Christopher Robin was based off. And how he was. And I think almost one of the first child stars, and how the parents exploited that, and how that's happened to a lot of child actors as well in more recent times, where they've come to kind of resent the parents and resent the acting just because they were exploited, not really given a proper childhood. And it kind of happened to this kid. It's quite sad in a lot of ways about it, but it's interesting. It's well acted. It's warming, and it's interesting, and it's well done, and it's paced well. It's a kind of longer movie, but it doesn't feel slow. It's not fast. It is slowly paced, but it feels appropriate. I never felt like it was dragging. It's actually quite a good film. I recommend this. Like it's a Netflix film. It's not a buy film. It's a Netflix film. Geostorm. Is this the? Oh God, I can't even. There was a guy in it. That's a great description, Matt. Oh, I can't remember the fucking guy who's in it even. Is it Kurt Russell? No. I can't remember. It was just really boring. It wasn't even bad. It was just so dull. It was kind of an interesting concept, but it was just so painfully fucking dull. They did nothing interesting. It was boring. I don't even remember anything about it. I remember like a couple of shots, like some bit weather. Something with weather. And the president's in it. I think the president was the villain. It was that forgettable. It was that forgettable. And I remember like everything about these, like pretty much everything about all these movies you've seen. I don't fucking remember this. That's how boring this fucking film was. I really don't recommend it. It's just so dull. It's not even like a lot of these films I'm saying are bad. I think they're worth watching in a lot of ways to see why they're bad. If you like a film series, this is just fucking dull. It's not worth watching it. This is just worth throwing away. Fuck it. Death of Stalin, really good film. That's a really, really good. Armando Iannucci? Guy who did Veep and Thick of It, TV shows. His first film. It's a funny comedy about the death of Stalin. It's very, it's inspired by real world events, but it's not everything that again. It's kind of like the American-made thing where it goes, these particular events happened, and then everything else it kind of makes up. It's really funny. It's quite a dark comedy. It's really funny. All the actors are really good in it. I don't really want to spoil too much of it. It's really funny. I really recommend it. It was on the UK a few months ago, but it's out in the U. It wasn't out. It didn't release anywhere else. It was only in the UK. It's out in the US, I think, in March. It's out in the US this year. Like if you're watching from the US, it'll be in the cinemas soon. In the next couple of months, see it. It's really fucking good. If you're in the UK, watch it, buy it, rent it on Amazon. It's really good. It's good enough to pay for rent online or buy. I don't give to many of these films, but it's really good. I really recommend this film. Murder on the Orient Express. Really well acted. It's well shot. But I think if you're like me, and a lot of other people, you know the story of the murder. I haven't read Murder on the Orient Express, but it's a pretty famous story. So I know who did it. You know, it doesn't change who did it. It's the same story. So it just happens. And it doesn't do anything interesting because it's doing a story I and a lot of other people know. So you're watching it knowing the answer, which makes it boring. If you don't know the Murder on the Orient Express, you might find it interesting. But if you do, it's not worth watching. Because it's nicely shot and it's well acted, but it's not enough to... There's nothing spectacular about it. There's nothing overly interesting about it that would make it worth watching if you already know the story. So, yeah. Justice League. I saw this a couple of times. I saw this at the midnight showing, and I also saw this at the BFI IMAX in London. So I've had both the midnight theatre experience and I've had the big fucking BFI 3D IMAX experience. It's fun. It's a fun film. It's better than... Well, is it better than Batman v Superman? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. Batman v Superman has some really, really good bits and some really, really bad bits, while this is just kind of all okay. It's more consistent, this film, but it's less interesting as a result, I think, because I actually quite like Batman v Superman, even though it's trash, because it does a lot of good as well, and I find it quite an interesting film to study as to why it's bad. Because Ben Affleck's the best Batman, in my opinion. Now, I fucking love him as Batman. He's perfect. He's great as Bruce Wayne. He's great as Batman. Oh, he's so good, and again, he's a bit of a shit person. He's a shit person, but I'm so sad he's not going to be like he's... Oh, just be Batman, Ben. You're good at it. Please, don't leave the role. Do the Batman. Direct it. You're a good director. Don't let that other film encourage you. Just do it. Direct it. And be Batman because you're really good at it. Ben, please. I love you as Batman. You're so good. It's fine. It's good. Superman's actually funny in it. It actually adds comedy. The Flash is really good. Batman's good. Wonder Woman's good. The Cyborg and Aquaman are also there. They do things. They're pretty throwaway, but it's fine. It's fun. It's worth seeing. Again, that's a Netflix film, unless either you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it already, then it's a Netflix film. Because if this would interest you quite a lot, you would have already seen it. So I do recommend watching on Netflix though, if you're kind of interested in superhero movies. This wasn't as good midnight showing as Star Wars, which I'll get to later. Because I did do it in my movie rundown which I filmed earlier for December. This wasn't a good movie. This was just they gave you like rubber wristbands, and it wasn't that good of an atmosphere. But it was still fun. Suburbicon. This was a Coen Brothers film, I think, with Matt Damon. It's a lot of death. It's well acted. It's fun. It's fine. I mean, it sort of does the film, and it's kind of interesting what it's doing, and then it just kind of ends, and it resolves, but it just doesn't resolve in any sort of satisfying conclusion. It just kind of goes, well, we're done now. And it's like, okay, right. I don't really get the point. Again, it's one of those movies I don't really get the point of. Because I always feel movies should have a conclusion, I feel. Even if that conclusion, whether that conclusion is satisfying or interesting or ambiguous, like Inception or something, I feel that they should have a conclusion, something that wraps the story up. This doesn't. It just kind of ends. It wraps the story up, but it doesn't. It just sort of... It's loosely, just sort of, just paper around it, just lightly puts paper around it, goes, there we go, done. It's like, okay. Right? I mean, again, maybe worth a Netflix watch if you're really fucking bored. You've got through all the other Netflix films, but I don't really recommend it that much. Daddy's Home 2. This is a Christmas fucking film. It's a Christmas film, Daddy's Home 2. It's alright. I think I actually like Daddy's Home 1. More, because I found that quite a fun movie. This is the same movie, but with the dads, which is like Mel Gibson and I can't remember his fucking name. John Cena's in it as well, a little bit. And he's funny, because John Cena just does this really good deadpan, I'm really serious, and just doing something really fucking silly, completely deadpan. That's like someone who looks that tough and he's so serious and he looks like you fucking kill you, and he just does something so ridiculous that he's fucking hilarious. It's a great Fallon sketch he did as well. But it's a Christmas film and it does some really like weird shit, and also it made fun of people who go to the cinema on their own, which don't make fun of a lot of people go to the cinema on their own. Why take a jab? Why take that jab? That felt so unnecessary. Because all it did was make me go, oh, the film's insulting me for no reason. Thanks, but And these are the ones I just did on the movie rundown for December. So they're fresh in my mind. Star Wars, really good midnight showing. A funny little R2-D2 running around. It's a fun film. It is Star Wars, and I treat Star Wars as what it is, which is silly and dumb. And not serious at all. And if you're in it for plot, then you'll probably be a bit disappointed because the plot's really fucking weak. If you're in it to enjoy fun spectacles and view lightsabers and a really, really amazing spectacles, the best visual spectacles you'll probably ever enjoy in modern cinema, really good. Depends what you're going in for. I do actually recommend this quite a lot, though. See it on a really good TV, see it in IMAX or something. Disaster Artist, good comedy, a comedy biopic. This is a bit more of an accurate biopic, I think. But Tommy Wiseau in the room. It's very funny. It's funny and it's quite interesting. If you want to know about the room, it's good. It's good. Jumanji looks really bad in the trailers. It looks so bad in the trailers. I wasn't going to see it. I was going to completely avoid it. But I forced myself to see it for review purposes, and it was a lot less bad than I thought. It was not as bad as I was expecting, if that makes sense. It pleasantly surprised me. Oh, look, that's out of focus now. It pleasantly surprised me. It's not good either, but it's not bad. It's okay. It's fine. There's nothing offensive about it, but there's nothing particularly good about it either. So, again, it's sort of a Netflix background movie, you know, if you're just doing something and you want something on the background. Greatest Show. This is a film I spoke about quite a bit in my movie rundown. It's well acted, it's well directed, it's well choreographed, and all the music's good. And the theme is good, but none of it works together. The music is modern pop, which doesn't fit with the 1910s theme. When I read up about the guy it's based on, because it really romanticizes it and makes it really cool, I mean, he was a horrible circus owner. I mean, it's the whole abusing animals and getting freaks and parading about and buying. He bought people. He bought people. He bought kids. He bought kids off their parents. And it really sours the film. I recommend watching this if you're interested in film at all or musicals. I recommend watching this out of curiosity, because even though I don't really think it's good, the elements that make it up are good, but they don't work together. So it's an interesting case study, I feel, this film, as to why it doesn't work. So, yeah. And Ferdinand, which is an animated film starring John Cena, about a bull, which I was going to ignore because it looked kind of just boring and throwaway. It's actually quite funny. I quite enjoyed it, actually. I laughed quite a few times. It does a lot of silly things. It's a bit silly and heartwarming. It's a movie about a bull who doesn't want to fight. He likes flowers, and he doesn't want to. In Spain, it's fun. It's silly, and it's fine. I enjoyed it. I actually laughed quite a few times. But it's a kids' movie, so if that rocks your boat, then that rocks your boat. And there we have it. Oh God, that took a lot longer than I was like. Oh, I'll do it really quick. It'll only take me 20 minutes. It's 52 minutes long. I'm sorry if you sat through all that. I fucking applaud you. I'm going to reorder this while I talk. That was my movie rundown of 2017. When I'm filming this, I don't have a top 10 movies of 2017 out. I was intending to do that, and I just have not had a fucking chance because I've been away pretty much the whole month, and I was away most of December as well. And when I've been at home, I've been kind of very busy, so I've been trying to occasionally fit films in, but I've had very little time to actually make things. And these I just record and quickly put up. But the top 10 thing requires quite a bit of editing. It could take me a few hours, so I'll be doing that. It'll be out in February. If it's out and you're watching this in February, I'll put a little thing up here, little whoop thing. If you're watching it now, subscribe. Plug my channel. Click the bell. Like and subscribe, guys. Make sure you click the bell. Fuck me. But I'll have my top 10 out. It's a bit of a weaker year for films, in my opinion. We've had some quite good films this year, but I feel overall there's been some the good films this year I think have been better than the good films last year. But aside from those good films, all the other films I think have been a bit Whereas last year we had quite a few good films. Not really. This year has better great films. Last year had better good films, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that was my movie rundown. I'm going to move these tickets out of the way because I want to get a thumbnail. Oh, my giddy god aunt. That's a lot of tickets. Fucking hell. 50 tickets, to be exact. 50 ticket stubs. Even though I saw 52, and that's going to annoy me forever. Next year, I'm going to have 52 ticket stubs. I'm making that a goal. I mean, I'm proud of myself for averaging a movie a week this year. Because I definitely got my fucking money's worth out of the goddamn Limitless card. But, goddamn, I'm very annoyed to have 50 tickets to show for it. Okay, right. Oh, look at that. Oof, that's a fat stack. There we go. Fit it in frame. Right. And that will be added to my... Oh, you are fucking kidding me. Oh, I've just reordered them and they're in the wrong fucking order. I need to reorder them the other way again. Bollocks, but this will be added to my 2016 and 2015 panel. These go back quite far to Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, and Ant-Man was the first ticket I had, which really faded now. You can see. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, 28th of July 2015. 16, 17. Oh my god, 2015. Oh shit, wait, what? Oh yeah, 70. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm getting feedback years. I'm a bit tired. It is 5 in the morning and I have a train in like 4 hours. So I should probably edit this and go to sleep. Thank you for watching. Yes, I'm gonna reorder these. I'm just gonna fade out, I think, now. Just shuffle my tickets. We have fun here on the Mattophobia channel. It's a good time. Leave, you know. We should make this an hour long, maybe 56 minutes.